I've always been really passionate about virtual reality, and kind of the stars aligned. I was able to meet a virtual reality company based out of Mississippi. Simultaneously, I was doing master's work at Vanderbilt University, where I was allowed to do a capstone project kind of focused on how you'd implement and integrate virtual reality in a school setting. And our administration, who is incredible, created the conditions for us to build the largest virtual reality lab in the Southeast, probably in the country. You know, the great Peter Thiel said the next big thing probably won't come out of Silicon Valley. My money is on Mississippi. I think, one of the things that the Deep South over-indexes in is creativity. And what's exciting about virtual reality is it allows for many more kinds of students to access the technology. You don't just need coders. Yes, you do need some coding to tie the back end of the experience up, but you also need artists. You need level designers. You need producers. You need people who can work on soundtracks. You need people who can really shape the experience and be very connected to the human part of the experience. So you can access the humanities as well. So it really takes a team of kids to build an amazing experience. And having kids engage and own their own learning is a really exciting phenomenon in the world of education. We want kids to, there's really a two-pronged goal. One, we want to curate the very best VR experiences so that we can make learning more efficient. And then also we want our kids to be able to create experiences that their peers can learn from. And like I said before, what's exciting about that is it accesses more skill sets and more gifts and more types of genius than just what it takes to be an excellent coder. Faculty might be, teaching something in English and wants to do a Google Earth scavenger hunt to get kids excited about how the geography shaped the story. And so having those resources to have kids, fully engaged. One of the things I joke with the faculty about is you can't be on your iPhone in VR. You have complete focus in the classroom when kids are engaging in that experience, and it really makes the learning full. The other side of the experience is a more vocational one, to be quite frank. It's the opportunity to actually develop VR experiences. And that requires group work. That requires, somebody who has some facility with coding. Primarily C# and C++ are the languages that kind of dominate the VR space right now. And it requires artists to create the 3D models. It requires, folks who can orchestrate and produce and coordinate these skill sets. It requires level designers who are really kind of architects who have very high spatial intelligence. So we will have a class where kids can combine those talents and work on VR projects. So that's really exciting. But each of the verticals, the academic verticals at Prep, will be supported in the VR lab, from English to history to science to math to our fine arts and our music classes, all of which will be supported in VR. As technology continues to progress, I think there is this kind of dystopian tendency we have in humanity to think that everything's going to be bad, that computers are going to take over, and artificial intelligence is going to make us slaves and all this kind of stuff. And the reality is that this may actually allow us to keep our greatest asset, which is time. And as a person who sees themselves as an instructional technologist, the thing I value most is my time with people. And I think it's probably the biggest thing that will change education in the next 25 years.